All right. We're going with Bruce Lee or Chuck Norris.
I'll probably go Chuck Norris. Heard some small stories about Bruce Lee, not like just only doing like other stuff, but Chuck Norris actually going in the tournaments and actually fighting. So Chuck Norris.
The feeling of seeing like a body just like drop cold in the mat, it's beautiful. It's just you applying the technique and seeing that it's just one touch. It's just 1 second and the body just drops cold and the person cannot move,
Everybody says, you get your top 5 athletes out there, on the basketball team. You got Barkley, you got Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, all that. Who's your top 5 fighters you walk into anywhere, ain't nobody fucking with, you guys knocking everybody out?
Shit, I got Francis Ngannou. I got Izzy. Okay. I got Demetrius Johnson. And I got Kamaru Usman. Oh, I got one more?
No, you included. You included. So
Nikes or Jordans?
I'll go with Jordans all day. I'm rocking some right now, bro.
What you got on? Let's see real quick, man. You got the 13s on? What you got, bro? Man? Let's see. He walking into the gym. Retro 5.
Yeah,
OG, white cement. Take us into the locker room with you. So when you're walking out of there and your name's being announced, what's going through your mind? Are you? MMA Locker Room there. Welcome, y'all. Second Sound. Don't worry about the other shows. We the best out. Man, what we have last week, we had a good event last week over at Pub Sports Radio on the UFC stream on Saturdays. Another winner, another person won $100 for entering the Pub Sports Radio contest. Only thing you got to do is just enter in your email, pick your picks, say how they're going to win, and that's it. Become a member and get $100. Plain and simple. So, yeah, shout out to another winner out there, man. Hopefully next week, man, I can get it, though. But, yeah, man, speaking about this week, no UFC coming up. No Bellator either. No PFL. Think we do got some LFA, though, to go ahead and get you guys paid. So the next week's card, though, it's going to be Albazi versus Kai France. Going to be a nice matchup right there. I think it has like over 12 fights on the card. So definitely can't wait for that. For everybody that's waiting to see who we got backstage, we just got to wait and see. So, last week we had a lot of events going down, though. You had an LFA event going down over there in Arizona. It was a lot of prospects out there fighting on that Arizona card. We talked recently to one of the fighters, Marcus McGee, that's in the UFC, and he was actually saying in the interview that he was actually trying to get on that card, but he got called in and got the call. That's kind of how it goes in LFA. It's like you never know. You're one fight away from going to the UFC, Bellator, or PFL. So you never know. All right, man. With that being said, though, the guest backstage, one of the top prospects, 4-0 flyweight, training out of the MMA LAB. He's known for, I think, one of the fastest knockouts in LFA, and then follows it up with a spinning back fist. Won every single way that he can. Let's go ahead and welcome to the show, Tuan Ho.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on.
How's it going, man? I like doing a timestamp and everything and let everybody know where we're at, man. Right now I'm in Lake Elsinore. It's about 7:15. Where are you located at right now?
Right now I'm in Chandler, Arizona. Right now it's 7:23 p.m. and it's still pretty nice outside, actually.
Yeah, that's the good thing about this Cali weather and stuff, right? You can pretty much do whatever you want at nighttime and still have all the light out to where it's like the day's not over, right?
Yeah, maybe light a little bowl or something, lay back, kick it.
Man, you talking my talk already, man. So speaking about lighting the bowl and, it's still daytime out there and light out there. Just talk to me about your daily routine, man, from when you wake up in the day to when you go to sleep. Like, what time do you wake up and what do you do from then on to the minute that you go to sleep? Is it a set routine?
Right now, so I just had my fight last week. So right now I'm just enjoying life for this week. And next week I'm going to be back in training and trying to get better. But usually I go to sleep like around, I don't know, 11 p.m., 12, and then I wake up at around 10:30. I don't really wake up too early because I just try to let my body recover as much as possible, and I don't even have an alarm clock. I just wake up whenever I feel like, and then I eat my breakfast, have my coffee, head to the gym. It's about like a 40-minute drive, so my food is already digested and ready to go, and my body feels great when I'm there. And I'll hit jujitsu class first, first thing in the morning, or it depends on the day. I'll just hit like some weights, maybe legs on Monday, upper body on Tuesday, and I'll hit my run on Wednesday. Thursdays I'll go legs again, and then upper body again. So basically trying to get everything in during the week. And I try to train at least twice a day. Sometimes I'm just like I'm at the gym all day, so I'll probably get like 3 4 sessions in a day, which a lot of people don't recommend. But I just love doing this shit, man. And this is the only thing I have left in my life that I really care about. So that's my routine.
Got it, man. Sounds so when you say like this is the only thing in your life that you really care about, man, sounds like you're definitely dedicated to the game. Mixed martial arts that is. So just when you're driving over there, in that 45-minute drive to your gym at the MMA lab, like are you prepping? Are you watching anybody's like training moves? Are you watching anybody's former fights? Are you playing a certain song or anything like that? Like, what's your mentality like before you're going to that gym, or do you just wait and just once you get there, that's when you kind of go into the game mode?
Uh, I try to watch like some fights before, like before that day, so that I have an idea of what I want to work on, and then I already basically plan out everything the night before I go to sleep and what I want to do tomorrow. So when I wake up, I just stick to that routine, and on the way there, I just kind of like sometimes I listen to music, but most of the time it's kind of quiet, and I like to like stay in the present a little bit, maybe like put on an audio book. Because anything that like because fighting, I've been doing this since I was a little kid, so it's nothing new to me. I don't need to get pumped up to go to the gym. But now for me, it's just more like becoming a better version of myself, and not only in martial arts but in life as well. Learning how to be a good person and be perspicacious, and improving my IQ in life too. But once I get to the gym, I'm pretty focused on just getting better at martial arts.
Got it, man. So speaking about being focused and everything like that, they passed the law now for all the MMA fighters and UFC fighters that is to medicate while they train.
Mhm.
Do you do anything like that in Arizona? Because I know a lot of people out there like to medicate, and it says that like it helps them with recovery and stuff like that.
I used to smoke a lot. I used to smoke like Snoop Dogg, but now I just no. I don't really smoke. I don't drink. I don't do any of that. Once a year, I'll hit some DMT or something,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
just for like a little reset. But I don't smoke anything anymore.
Got it. So you pretty much all right. Sound like a guy that used to do something every single day, routinely, and be like, "Hey, why stop it? I'm doing it, and I can still do it and perform." But it seems like you threw away that with the drinking, and you're just dedicated to the MMA side of it. What about the weight and the weight side of it? Like what are you doing to make sure that you're coming in the best shape and everything like that for all your fights?
Of course, like everyone know what they need to do. Like you got to lift weight, you got to get stronger, you got to go on your runs, you got to recover, and you got to train your skill sets. So everything that everyone's doing, I just keep myself accountable, and I take life very serious, and I'm very accountable for everything that happened to me. If I win or if I lose, it's I think it's my fault. Like if I win, it's my fault. If I lose, it's my fault. So when there's a camp on the line, I like I do everything that I need that I that I'm supposed to do, and even when I don't feel like doing it, I'll go up and I'll do it. So just doing everything that you're supposed to do.
Got it, man. And also, too, tell me about your fighting style, and so who are some of the fighters that you would attribute your style to? Like because growing up, sometimes some people would watch a certain fighter and just try to practice a certain move that they would see. Who are some of the fighters that you think you could attribute your style to?
I would say like Mike Tyson. I like Mike Tyson. I like Royce Jones Jr. I like Zabit. I like John Jones, Khabib. I just like it's not really I don't really look up to a lot of fighters. I just try to make my own system, like my own style. Like Bruce Lee said, like having no style. That's my style.
Flowing like water, like Bruce Lee, huh?
Yeah.
All right, man. So let me ask you, have your fighting style changed over the fights or the last year or two?
Of course. I feel like my fighting style changed with every opponent. Like I never fight anyone the same, like
Mm.
even if I fight them for the second time, I fight them different.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. I mean, let's talk about it real quick. I mean, you had one of the viral knockouts, by a 14-second head kick. Then you won by a spinning backhand. Then you won by a submission, like a leg lock, I want to say, or something like that. Then you just won a 15-minute decision. So I mean, checking off everything in the book, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like yeah, that's how it's supposed to be, right? Whenever I go into a fight, I'm ready to go the whole fight, and if they're good enough to take it like my last opponent, then we'll go the whole fight. But most people can't, like some people have the skills but they don't have the jaw. Some people have the jaw but they don't have the skills, and it's really rare when you find someone that have both. And I feel like I have both.
Man, yeah, I'll speak on that too. I will say this: I was seeing in one of your fights, I forget the opponent's name. I want to say, I think it was your first opponent. Could have been even an amateur fight. You were flowing in there. What I mean is this: you ended up getting hit, but the minute you got hit, you shot for a takedown, and it wasn't like you got hit and hit the floor and you needed time to recover. It was like whatever you were doing in there, everything were just flowing. It just seemed like you were in the moment type of thing in there. And it seems like, you're not one of those guys to where it's just like, oh, he could only strike. You were shoot for takedowns after takedowns after takedowns. I thought it was like a mini Marab in there.
Yeah. Having no style, bro, like I take that very seriously. And like I that was like an amateur fight, so I felt like I that was my mistake for getting hit. And it was weird because like in a fight you expect to be punched, but when you get punched you're like, oh shit. Like some people, you look at the lights, you're like, what the fuck just happened? You're like staring into the lights like a deer. But I'm glad that that happened, so that now whenever I get hit in a fight, I brush it off. It doesn't really matter, and I just stay composed and stay with the game plan and come out on top.
Yeah, man. Tell me about what's it like, training at the MMA lab with all these UFC fighters, Bellator fighters, and other fighters and other organizations. How is it, actually being around pros pretty much 24/7?
It's really cool, man. Like I have matured a lot as a fighter and as a person, just being around those guys. Like, like there are fighters and then there are like martial artists. Like I've
Nice.
been doing this for a long time, and I consider myself a martial artist and not just a fighter. Like I do this, I train every day, and I do everything that I'm supposed to do, and like learning new philosophy and everything. Sorry, someone just got here.
No, it's all good. That's crazy that you say that because I was just going to ask you about the philosophy part about the mixed martial arts. To me, that's why I love mixed martial arts. It's because of the philosophy part. Know what you're hitting for, know what you're kicking for, and stuff like that.
Hey, can you
So it
close the door?
seems like you're all indulged into the MMA part, man.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I just martial arts itself, bro. Like if money didn't exist, I would still be doing this. I feel like that's why I stuck with it for so long. Like I believe, like I really believe God put me here for a reason, and is to be the best fighter in the world. And I'm not just really saying that because like I'm on this show or because I'm an MMA fighter. Like I really feel like that, bro. Like I was thinking the other day, like I tried quitting so many times. Like I fell off the path, just hanging out with wrong friends and like drinking and doing all that like
Yeah.
dumb shit outside. That happens to me so many times, but it just in some way like I was always guided back onto this path, and now I'm here. Fucking crazy.
No, that's crazy, man. That actually leads up to my next question I want to ask you, man. What's the hardest part of balancing like MMA with your friends and time spent? a lot of sacrifices, right?
Yeah, I don't so much sacrifices, bro. And fighting is weird because like it's it's a one man sport. You know, like training on a team, like you guys are teammates, but sometimes it's like, damn, like that motherfucker is good, you know, like, or you feel it makes you feel a little bit insecure about like yourself, or they might feel insecure about themselves. But I feel like there's two ways to approach that, right? Like another guy might hate you for it, and another guy might, you know, like look up to you because of it, and
Envy
he
you
gets
for
better
it.
because of it, you know. And I feel like that's one of the things a lot of people don't talk about much, but it happens, man. But that's as me. I feel like I've never really had a problem with being insecure or you know like hating on someone because they're better than me. I just look at it as motivation and as in a way to get better.
Nah, man, I love it, man. Love that. Man, I love talking to you right now. Just hearing the way that you approach fights and your mentality and everything like that. Because yeah, it's one thing when we see fighters, and then it's one thing when we actually see them and we get to talk to them and see how they actually approach every single fight. And it's just not a fight; it's actually their actual day life. You
Mhm.
know, and I did a little research. You know, you didn't have it as easy over here and stuff. You grew up in Vietnam, correct? And came over here when you're like 10 years old.
Yeah, I was born in Vietnam and I came over here when I was 10. I didn't know how to speak English. I didn't know a lick of English actually. Culture just changed like 100%. You know, like where I'm from, it just over to America itself is like impossible. You know, but I'm my mom managed to get us over here, and my dad was working really hard to save up money to bring me over here. So a lot of people like on my path are just you know like when they get here, just like getting a 9 to 5 job or you know and that's it. You know like that's like their top like you know like that's it.
They settle. Yeah, they
Yeah, they
settle for
settle
that.
for that. You know, and
Yeah.
I'm the first generation over here, so I'm
Mm,
trying to make something out of it. I'm gonna change my family's legacy. You know.
I feel it, man. I feel it, man. Speaking about changing legacies, I mean, you fighting for the right organization, LFA. Seems like, whoever comes out of there, they're literally that's the training pool for UFC fighters, not even Bellator, UFC fighters. With that being said, man, flyweight division looks like the title's vacant, if I'm correct. And I mean the bantamweight division too. I mean, looks like this guy is going to be fighting a UFC fighter, John Castaneda too. So I think that title might even be vacant coming up too. What's your plans right now? Because it seems like everybody who gets a belt gets into the UFC literally within those 3 weeks.
I think that they want me to fight for the belt, and I don't care. You know, like I'll fight for the belt. I don't. The belt doesn't represent me. Like I represent the belt. You know, and I feel like I'm the champion in my head, and whoever they want me to fight, I'm gonna beat them. And you know, like that's it. So if they want me to fight for the belt, I'll fight for the belt. But if the UFC calls, I'm gonna take that. You know, because it's an opportunity of a lifetime.
Yeah, man. And speaking about it, man, I mean, how is it living up to the hype, with the highlight reel and everything like that? Because once the eyes get on you, they're always expecting something now from you of that essence. So I will say this though, your last fight, because some people bet in the betting community. A lot of times you're a big old heavy favorite. Last fight, you was only a minus 500 favorite. So we was able to, I mean, people was able to bet on you and parlay them and make some good money. But yeah, so if the UFC calls and said that they want you on the contenders, you're taking that call?
Of course.
Got it, got it, got
Yep.
it. All right. Yeah, no, that's good, man. Four fights in, all up in the LFA and ready right now. 20 young rising star putting on for the MMA lab. I mean, you see the confidence in him, and I don't think he's just up here talking too. I actually believe it when I hear you, man. So yeah, everything you're saying right now sounds like you're gonna be that next prospect coming out of Arizona, right?
Yeah, definitely. You know, and I'm a man of action, bro. Like I say stuff, but people say things all the time, and I'm more about my action. So when I have the opportunity, I'm gonna show it. You know.
Man, I want to talk to you about some other thing that I've seen. One of your old videos, you're doing some training. You were doing some training with some strobe sport glasses on. But when you were doing that training, though, I heard somebody in the back kicking the heavy bag, and it sounded like they were murdering it. So with
Mm.
that being said, I want to ask, man, like out of the MMA lab, who has like the loudest noise when they're striking or when they're working out on the heavy bag?
Uh, like, are we talking about like one of those like
Like when they
sound
kick
like
the
when you like,
bag,
or is it like the bag's impact?
I would say the bag's impact.
Dude, I would say the killer gorilla, Jared Cannonier. That dude fucking hits so hard, bro. He hits
Mm,
so hard, and
it's all
he's
those stones.
you don't see a lot of people in the UFC like that quick. Like he is really quick. Like he fights like me, but he's really big, and that's really scary, bro.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, nah, man. Over there at the MMA lab, man, it seems like, you guys are pretty much got a lot of people coming up fighting, one person fighting for the title, a couple of other fights announced, Kyler Phillips is got a fight announced. I remember Richard Palanca, I covered his event at Bellator right before he broke his leg in that one too.
Richard Palencia, yeah.
Palencia, yeah. Just talked to Marcus McGee. He's over there doing his thing too. Uh, Everything's looking like, you're just the next one out of the MMA lab. So, I mean, is there really a beef between the MMA lab and Fight Ready, or is it just kind of like one of those rivalries to where it's like, all right, I'm good, you guys are good, and hey, the two good companies just kind of, they just go to war.
I think it's just that, bro. Like it's that everywhere, right? If you look at it, like the U.S. has problem with other country, and other country have problem with other countries. So I feel like that's just human, like that's what we do as human, and we're just trying to be the best, and it's MMA is really martial arts. I would say is really ruthless. So you want to be the best at everything, and everyone's so competitive. So if you think you're the best, I think I'm the best. We'll see who's gonna be the best. So I
Hell
feel like
yeah. Let me ask, out of all the organizations right now, do you watch other organizations like One Championship, PFL, and Bellator too? Are you keeping up to par with all those organizations?
sometimes, but not really. Like I have my mind focused on the UFC, and that's where I want to be. So I just study everyone in the UFC.
Makes sense. I'm gonna just go through these last little random questions, man. Quick sporadic, quick fire. Let's see. All right, we're gonna start off like this. All right, all right. Best fighter of all time. We're going Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, Muhammad Ali.
Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee. All right. Would you rather be a part owner of the Bitcoin or part owner of the UFC?
Oh, that's. I would say the UFC. If I would say the UFC because it's gonna be around longer. I feel.
Got it. All right. All right. So, would you rather get kicked with a, let's just say this, all right, would you rather get kicked with a body kick from, like, let's just say Lionel Messi or Edison Barbosa?
Messi. I wouldn't want to get kicked by Barbosa, bro. That motherfucker. You hope probably give you like a couple concussions.
Got it. When we were smoking back then, were we smoking indica or were we smoking sativa?
I didn't care. I was just smoking, bro. Yeah.
Top five fighters you walk into any club, any bar, any organization, ain't nobody messing with. We got yourself, four other ones.
I would say Marcus McGee, and Kyler Phillips, and I don't know. Just I feel like that's all we
One
need.
more. Oh, that's all we did. He said, I don't even need the five, bro. He said, we good on that,
All we
man.
need.
Love it, man. Love it, man. So when you're walking out into that cage, to fight and everything like that, just take me into the locker room with you, though. Like, what's in your mentality? Like, do you play a certain song before you walk out? Are you in a calm, cool, collective state? Are you looking at the other guy like, man, this is the guy I got to go with war to save my family?
For me, it's just like just another day, bro. Like just another day of training, bro. Like I do this shit like every single day, so just the same shit every day. But it's that day it actually counts. So you do feel a little bit of pressure, but I don't get it. I don't let it get to me. I don't let my emotion drive my actions. I let my wisdom and I move off of logic. Like anything that's logical, that's when I move off of. I don't really try to move off of emotions.
Man, that's smart right there, man. That's what you like to hear, man. Sounds like you're young and mature though, 21 years old, right?
22.
22. Okay, 22, man. Hey, hell yeah, man. You definitely got your mind on right too, confident in there, Some fighters, we talk to back here, they get calls into the UFC and stuff, and they're still in the same mentality as they were like 6 months ago, doing the same thing. And it's just like, oh man, I'm like, okay, you're smoking right now before the fight, like right now before the fight,
Bro, I've
like,
I've heard some crazy stories, bro, and I'm not I'm not impressed, like
yeah.
I can't tell you, but I'm not impressed. But I get what
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah, man. Same here, man. So yeah, man, I'm gonna give you the floor right now, man, to shout out all your sponsors and anything like that. Before you do that, though, my man, Slaughter over here at Pub Sports Radio, we're located in San Antonio, Texas. So if you're ever in San Antonio, Texas, we have our own restaurant, own bar, live music and everything. We'll take care of your family, your coaches, your trainers, everybody. So just remember that if you're ever in San Antonio, my man. But right now, yeah, go ahead, man. Shout out your sponsors and everything like that. The floor is yours.
I want to say thank you to my sponsor, Freddie, my brother from another mother. He's been helping me, just like providing for me and helping me train full time. And my brother Mario Martinez. And also, I want to give a big shout out to Core MAZ Meals. They're providing meals for me every single day to fuel my training. And of course, everyone over at the MMA Lab, all my teammates. That's the reason why I am who I am, and I'm very grateful for that. And thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, like I said, been following you for a minute since that viral knockout, and I was like, all right. Then you came out there and got another quick win. I was like, all right. So whenever you kind of fight and I see the name, I'm like, all right, man, I gotta watch it, And after this time, I was like, nah, man, forget about watching it, man. I gotta talk to them. I like talking to people kind of like before everything. I don't want to be one of those guys to where after you win your second fight and everybody's reaching out to you, it's like, where were you then? I'm not him, man. So yeah, anytime you need anything, man, over here at Pub Sports Radio, just let us know too. We do a lot of sports related shows, content, live streams, and stuff like that too. So definitely, man.
Very cool. Thank you, guys.
All right, man. It was great talking to you, man. MMA Locker Room here, man. Seconds out, man. You already heard it here first. He's 4-0 right now. Guaranteed he's probably not going to have another fight in the LFA. Next time you see him, it's probably going to be with the emblem next to it saying UFC. And just know, man, when he does that, we'll be right back here talking again. Seconds out, MMA Locker Room. Don't worry about the other shows. We the best out. See you guys same time next week. Peace.